Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're completely redefining what financial security actually looks like for the reality of 2026. Because, look, if you've ever felt like you're working harder but somehow not getting any further ahead, well, the data we're unpacking today is going to show you exactly why that's happening. Most people think a steady paycheck is the safest way to live. In reality, it might be your biggest financial risk. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. If you deliver that to anyone on the street, it instantly creates this huge cognitive dissonance, right? Because for generations, we've all been conditioned to believe that corporate loyalty and that predictable biweekly deposit are the absolute holy grail of stability. But the source material we're looking at today argues that those old rules of money and that so-called safety net of the corporate world, they simply don't apply anymore. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the steady paycheck trap. We really need to understand financial risk in 2026. So why exactly are these traditional, standardized career paths totally failing us today? For decades, the guiding metaphor for a successful working life was, climbing the corporate ladder. You put in the time, you show your loyalty, and you step up a rung. But the reality outlined in our sources is that you aren't actually on a ladder at all. You're on a financial treadmill. You are actively trading your absolute peak creative years, your best energy, and your most productive time just to stay in the exact same place. It's like you're running faster and faster, but the financial scenery just isn't changing. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why. Notice how those incremental, maybe 2 or 3% annual corporate raises compare to the massive spike of inflation. They are quietly but devastatingly losing the battle against the rising cost of living. You feel like you're earning more because, hey, the nominal number goes up on your paycheck, but your actual purchasing power is shrinking. It's a systemic trap that keeps workers completely financially stuck, entirely dependent on that next paycheck just to tread water. Which brings us to Section 2, Death of the Career Ladder, the Collapse of Security. So what actually broke the system? Well, relying on a single salary became a massive vulnerability almost overnight. Because as our sources point out, AI integration has actively eliminated the traditional middle management roles we used to view as safe havens. Think about it. The tasks that once justified those really comfortable middle-rung salaries, coordinating teams, summarizing reports, basic data crunching, routing information, they're now just seamlessly automated. If your only financial safety net was your position in the middle of a corporate hierarchy, well, that net has fundamentally evaporated in the face of artificial intelligence. Section 3, the Diversification Mandate, Navigating Single Salary Risk. We have to completely abandon this old safety-first mindset of corporate loyalty. The required shift now goes from chasing corporate seniority to building personal equity. Look at it this way. Seniority is something someone else grants you, and honestly, they can take it away with a single restructuring email. But personal equity, your independent skills, your digital assets, your networks, your standalone value, that is something you own outright. It's all about generating independent income that doesn't rely on an HR department's approval. And making this leap requires a really fundamental shift in how we operate on a daily basis. It's just no longer enough to merely save a tiny fraction of your money from a steady paycheck and hope for the best. The absolute necessity today is to decouple your income from your hours. You literally have to stop trading your limited daily hours for dollars and start owning scalable assets. Whether that means building digital products, a media brand, automated software, or smart investments, you absolutely need things that have the potential to earn for you while you're fast asleep. Section 4. Entering the Permissionless Economy, a world with no gatekeepers. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it defines where we actually go to build these assets. We enter the permissionless economy. This is a modern, skills-based landscape where faster wealth accumulation happens through independent platforms and micro-niches, all without gatekeepers. And without gatekeepers is the absolute key phrase here. You don't need an executive to approve your project, and you certainly don't need a traditional publisher to distribute your work. You can bypass those traditional corporate roadblocks entirely and take your unique value straight to the market. But to succeed in this permissionless space, we have to dismantle a really old, deeply ingrained fallacy, the idea that simply working harder automatically leads to more wealth. The sources contrast this beautifully. On the left, you've got the old mindset where hard work equals more money. But on the right is the new reality, high-leverage digital output. Specific knowledge applied through high leverage is what commands true value today. Working 80 hours a week on low-leverage administrative tasks just isn't going to make you wealthy. However, creating a high-leverage digital asset like a piece of code, a design template, or a training program in just 20 hours, that can scale infinitely. So to thrive in this new landscape, you need to shift your focus away from seeking a seat at the table that someone else built and instead just build your own table entirely. And this means focusing on three main things: building your own ecosystem, developing a unique personal branding, and ultimately commanding premium pricing. When you're a specialist with a highly specific brand, you aren't just another replaceable cog in a corporate machine. You become a category of one, and that allows you to dictate your own value as a true expert. Section 5. Future-proofing your income. Building a sovereign career. Now, it's one thing to understand this shift conceptually, but how do you actually execute it? An absolutely crucial piece of this future-proofing framework is being meta-liquid. Our sources define this as the ability to constantly evolve your tech stock and adapt to rapid technological shifts to protect your income. See, in a post-ladder world, security doesn't come from your job title anymore. It comes from your extreme adaptability. If AI changes your entire industry tomorrow, being meta-liquid means you immediately learn the new tools, integrate them right into your workflow, and use them to build new scalable assets. Your adaptability is, without a doubt, your ultimate shield. Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual plan. Here is your initial playbook for abandoning the old model and starting the journey toward real financial freedom. Step 1. Stop waiting for permission. Step 2. Build scalable assets that actually work for you. Step 3, diversify beyond one single salary, because as we've seen, a single point of failure is simply way too dangerous right now. And step 4, continuously evolve your tech stack to stay meta-liquid. This is the exact formula for taking control back from the corporate treadmill. To wrap things up, I want to leave you with this final, vital question to ponder from today's explainer. Are you building your own wealth, or are you just running on someone else's treadmill? It is really time to deeply rethink our reliance on a single paycheck and realize that the safety net we cling to might actually be the very thing holding us back. I hope this deep dive into sovereign wealth inspires you to stop trading hours and start building multiple income streams today. Thanks for joining me to unpack these powerful concepts, and remember to keep learning.